Hi guys, our project today is inspired by the African American artist by the name of Romare Bearden. He is typically known for his collage work. Collage is when you glue paper to make a work of art. We are at home using home supplies like markers and crayons, so I am not expecting you to use magazines and newspapers and those kind of things. So we're gonna do a drawing based on his jazz compositions. He grew up fully immersed in a musical family. His parents hosted a lot of very famous musicians, jazz musicians. So we are going to do a bass and a man playing that bass, and then we'll play with the background a little bit to try and make it a little bit more collagey to follow along with his style. But since we're not doing an actual collage, it will look a little bit different than what his work is. But I hope that you had a chance to watch the video on Romare Bearden, so you got to see a lot of the works of art that he is well known for. So here we go. I'm gonna face my camera to my paper and we're gonna start drawing. All right, we're gonna start with pencil first, and I want you to very lightly draw a line going down the middle of your page. It doesn't have to be measured, but I want a fairly light line. This is a guideline, so we know where things need to be on the page. We are going to fill this up from top to bottom. So we are going to draw a double bass with the strings at an angle. I am going to use my ruler for the strings. And if you have a ruler, that would be great to use as well. So I'm going to start close at the bottom, and I'm going to draw a triangle going off the page. And then at the top, kind of in the middle, I'm going to do this hourglass type shape for the top of the base. And then I'm going to draw 3 strings going from the top shape to the bottom shape. And I might play with my triangle a little bit when I have this all done so it looks correct. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next, we are going to add the neck behind the strings. Actually, I'm going to make the body and then I'm going to make the neck. So the body starts at the strings about midway or a little, about half an inch above this middle line. And then I'm going over into this part of the grid a little bit and then back down. And then this hourglass shape goes off the page. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Try and make that symmetrical. Draw with your pencil first. Draw light until you know it's right, so you can erase. Then I'm gonna get my ruler back out and draw from a straight line from the handle to the top of the hourglass shape. And then of course I can go back and play around with my symmetry a little bit. All right, so next is the hole and the bridges. So this hole kind of goes in between, and it is a half circle. And then we're gonna do a C with like a circle at the top and a circle at the bottom. And then we're gonna go back on the inside. Okay, we're gonna do that on the other side as well. This time it's gonna be a backward C. Circle at the top, circle at the bottom, and then come back up and touch those. So that is what our base is going to look like. So now I need to draw my person. Okay, so to start with my person, we are going to draw like a very long half circle. Okay, so I'm going to start about at the bottom of my C and come out, rounded just a little bit, and then I'm going up, and then I want it not straight up, I want it curved a little bit, and then this curves into about a little lower to midway on the neck of the base. Drawing light because I will have to erase some of these lines. Now I need to draw the leg. So starting a little bit in from the jacket, I draw a leg, the thigh, and then bending back a little bit, the lower part of the leg. And then I do the other part. Okay, so now we need the head and the arm. So I'm gonna start with the arm because you guys all probably are like, Miss Evink, you really think I can draw a head? I'm gonna show you you can draw a head. So bottom down here for our elbow, I make a little rounded, and then I want to overlap the base a little bit. Come up. And then I want the top part of his arm to come down, and that's his elbow. So that's his arm. Just doing silhouette. We're not gonna get too detailed in here because Romare Bearden doesn't have too many details. Okay, so coming from the top of the head, or the top of this little half circle here. On the left side of your center line, I'm going to draw a diagonal line almost to the bottom of my head of my base. And then I'm going to come over for a forehead. Then I'm going to come down for his nose. Again, draw a light. Then my head's a little long. I'm going to erase it. Try again. That's why we draw a light. Forehead, because this actually comes down at an angle as well for his chin. Nose is halfway. And then lips. Overlapping. Okay, so we're going to add a few more details. We are going to draw a V, a rounded V. This is where his suit coat is going to be. And then I need a collar of his shirt on both sides. And a line for his, 2 lines for his tie. And then for his hand, I'm going to draw his shirt cuff, which is like just a little rectangle. And then his fingers are gonna go over, I'm gonna make this a little longer so his fingers are not gigantic. So there, I want that cuff of his jacket to go past that middle line. Then his shirt cuff. And now I'm going to go up a little bit and put his finger all the way across the strings. Now I'm going to round that and make a V. 1. And then his second finger goes down here. 2. And then I'm going to make a bump because he's got his fingers over a little bit. 1, 2, and then go back in. It's not so hard, is it? You can do it. Now we have one more arm because he's got to play his chords up here. So this finger up here goes all the way across. And then his hand goes over and down. And then this one comes back over. And again, he's kind of holding his fingers. So he's got bump here. That looks a little funny, but that's what my directions are telling me to do. That's what I tell you to do. Put a cuff on his sleeve. And then his arm goes back down into the base. And then this arm goes behind a little bit. Okay. So then we are going to trace it, color it in, and then play with the background. So I'm gonna get my Sharpie out. You get whatever material you have out. I'm gonna trace it with my Sharpie, color it in with Sharpie. This one is black Harlem Renaissance jazz musician. And again, this is just a silhouette, so we don't have to make it too perfect because we're just gonna color it in. Okay, so I finished my base musician here, and now I want this to be more collage looking. So I also have this Romare Bearden you pick thing. I know we've seen this a lot, but it gives you the opportunity to have choices. So everybody has the same stuff, but everybody creates something different. And I love how that is, because we all have two eyes, two ears, a nose, and a mouth, but we all are different. So there are so many different opportunities to make this picture into something amazing by using this. So I want us to pick our favorite instrument, pick your favorite designs. You can do all 5 of them from here, you can do 3, but we just want to fill in this back space with movement, with a whole bunch of different stuff. So I'm going to take, this was my first go at it, and let me back up a little bit for you. Don't get too dizzy. So this is my first picture. So I think I'm going to take this picture and put it in this picture to make our collage. So I'm going to start by doing my jazz words. So I'm going to do it. How do I want this to go? J A. Ooh, kind of like that. Z